for us, I think PeopleCues made those journey, a little easier, for people to understand, and also with the nudges for completion of assessment through the quarterly and half-yearly reviews. It also reminds people that these are the few things they got to demonstrate, right? So we saw a lot of values in utilizing some of these areas. I've been with Licious since last 4.5 years, nearly. Quite an exciting journey. Before that, I had spent about 22 years, 20 years rather, with FMCG, retail, automobile. So yeah, great journey in startup. I think Licious has certain things which are unique that keeps me going. Yeah. A very important aspect of building organization, especially more true in startups in my view, because in startups it's all about solving critical problems. There is no POC as of now perhaps in this industry, so we are creating one, which obviously means you needed driven people. When you hire driven people, the challenge for you is about creating agenda which is compelling enough for them to stay interested in what they do. So for us, it's about creating that agenda, providing clarity, creating an environment which gets best out of people, providing them skin in the game, and providing them the line of sight, which is so important for them to feel, satisfied with the work they do, right? So that's what we've been trying to do here. So through performance management, what we do is we agree the broader organizational level goals, try and create functional level deliverables. While it is functional level, there are many goals which are cross-functional. We don't get stuck into some of this functional thinking too much, because if you have to solve complex problems, everybody needs to come together. So we try and create some pods who have pod objectives, right, where everyone needs to come together, and then try and articulate the goalpost, right, for the team. Yeah, typically it's audacious. We go through OKR framework, which helps us to create aspirational goals, and most of them are beyond reach, and that's the only way you can obviously challenge the status quo, is our point of view. So that helps us, and then once you have that, and people coming together to figure out things, right? So they have a functional alignments between the teams so that they know each functions, what are their key deliverables, and then gets cascaded down. Yeah. So we encourage people to do regular check-ins. So while we mandate quarterly check-ins, but regular check-ins are so important. At an org level, we discuss the core objectives more or less daily, weekly detailed review, which sort of helps the teams, and we try and use a platform which is PeopleCues, which I think we're going to talk about a little later, which helps us to do that with greater rigor and much more objectively, right? Because it's all about what we have achieved, what we have not, what are the problems need to be solved. There are different types of OKRs, right? Some of them are, it's about delivering the targets. Another one is about solutioning OKRs. So how do we solution the key problem statements that we have, how we can create pods which can come together to really think about holistic solution, and things like that. Yeah, for me, I think it's you need a platform or HR tech which is simple enough to get things done. That itself is not the objective. That is an enabler to create a culture, drive right conversation at the workplace, which helps us to stay tuned to what we are trying to do, right? So the platform, for me, I think there are a few features which I would look for when I look at some of these propositions. One is it has to be simple and intuitive platform. It should not require too much of training for people to adopt platform. The moment they require training, I think platform loses its sheen, in my view. Second, I think it has to have features which will enable the process, right? The process is about setting the goals, defining the the goalposts or the targets or objectives, and also how of those objectives, at different levels, right? You can define at org level, then L1, L2 level. So you should be in a position to delegate smaller milestones to people who can come and help. It need not be within the function, it can be cross-functional, so that the original objective of what we're trying to do is sort of cascaded down to the teams. It also does one more thing, right, which provides a line of sight. So platforms makes it very transparent, right? There is nothing hidden, right? The moment you document, people can understand if they're working on a particular objective, they know how is it contributing to the organizational objective through the the goal tree that we get, that they have visibility to. So some of these things are very important for us to drive alignment, collaboration, one way of thinking, making sure that team's energy is synergized towards a direction which helps us to solve the puzzle that we are trying to solve. Yes, for me, PeopleCues, I think met most of its the objectives that I called out, right? As far as tech platform is concerned, one, I think it's very intuitive and simple tool. It can be used across the layers in the organization. We used it for OKR as well as goal setting, right? So when I say OKR, there are about 100 people have OKRs, which is dynamic, but it's important that we keep discussing the critical deliverables for the organizations, for the organization more frequently. So we define at org level, then cascade it down and define the metrics, right? There is a freedom within framework which we are able to execute through the platform, right? We also use the platform for the weekly reviews, right? We don't use any PPTs, any other things. So we just go through the platform, which helps us to keep the conversations sharper, and also focus on areas where the attention is needed, from the leadership or the key people who are in the organizations, right? So tool that way is very helpful for us. It also helped us to look at the skills, competencies, and define them well, and make it visible to the people. Typically in the organization, some of these things are not well publicized. For us, I think PeopleCues made those journey a little easier for people to understand, and also with the nudges for completion of assessment through the quarterly and half-yearly reviews. It also reminds people that these are the few things they got to demonstrate, right? So we saw a lot of values in utilizing some of these areas, and as a result, at an org level, we are able to see the big picture, right? So one is about looking at the individual status on performance, enabling the managers to have the right conversations, objective conversations, and also when we do the talent discussions, things are simpler, right? Otherwise we get lost in the jargons being used. We try and keep it simple. We stick to the facts rather than the adjectives, which simplifies the conversation and it makes the conversations much objective. It also provides clarity to the team members, right? That okay, these are the things one needs to focus on. Remaining things, obviously there are BAUs which doesn't come in OKR, but key deliverables, so that people know that okay, I need to carve out space in my calendar, in my mind space, to focus on things that really moves the needle to the organization. So that way we found it very useful and effective from our lens. For me, it's about the platform having options to document things, allowing people to review the performance, both self as well as the managerial reviews on the platform. That makes it very transparent, objective, right? And secondly, it is simpler to use, so that adoption is better. Many times you may have a platform, but if it is a very cumbersome process, people don't adopt. Adoption levels are much lesser in the industry, but I think as far as we are concerned, we have been able to use it really well and penetrate deeply into the organization. as far as adoption is concerned. So moment you are able to make it as a one-stop shop, not only for talent discussions but also for business reviews, that's where the magic is made. I think we have traveled that journey, right? Initially it started as a pure performance management. Now today it is a business review platform, and that's where big transition happened, for us. Moment we are looking at it weekly basis, looking at the performance trend as an organization, looking at where we are moving ahead and where we are not moving ahead in line with the expectation, then it enables the problem solving conversations, or the much more appreciation to the type of efforts being put in by the people, which creates greater adoption, and I think rigor is driven with this type of enablement. Yeah. Yes, it's a simple and intuitive tool. Yeah, I think there is enough problem statement as far as performance management process is concerned. We have seen this over the years. I think this tool makes it simpler for us to drive adoption within the organization, and also moment you elevate the platform as a single source of truth for business reviews, the real magic happens, right? I think it has many features which enables the right conversations, reflective thinking, and you can obviously define different types of OKRs, which also enables future proofing your solutioning process, right, within the organization. So many features, and also a lot of data coming in one place, right? Whether it's performance management, skills, competencies, values, and perhaps even the people engagement piece through ENPS construct that PeopleCues brings. Bringing it all together enables you to understand the organizational climate better and drive things in a way that it has a little more structured approach to things that we drive in human resources space, and also enables the right conversation in the organization at leadership level, right? So I found it very useful. Yeah, try it out.